How you doing? Mr. DJ's back, 60s YouTube channel, counting down, still counting down WJRD's 11 plus 50 survey. Been taking my time counting down this playlist of 61 records, lots of Lost 45s, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to count down this playlist. 1150 WJRD, one of the top 40 stations I grew up with back in the 60s and early 70s, although they did go to country in 1974. And we're up to number 7. No, actually up to number 8. The Happenings, Go Away Little Girl, cover of the Steve Lawrence record. The Happenings, they were a fantastic cover band. Now this, there's a lot of cover bands out there. They play at various hotels, hotel lounges and nightclubs. And, they become famous among certain circuits, but then they're not nationally known. Not the case with the Happenings. They made their bread and butter off of, they put their unique arrangements on classic tunes like We'll See You in September, which was done by the Tempos. And that was their first really big hit records. And of course, my favorite song, I Got Rhythm by the Happenings, was a fantastic record. Produced, well, actually, they were signed to the Tokens record label. It's called the BT Puppy label, Bright Tunes Puppy label. Bright Tunes Productions, which was run by Hank Redress and the Tokens going into production in the early 60s. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why the Tokens liked the Happenings so much was because, well, the Happenings sounded like the Tokens. Bob Miranda, lead singer, the leader of the Bob Miranda, the leader of the Happenings. He said that basically they took these classic records and they put their spin on it. Put their original spin on these classic tunes. Do you remember? Does anybody remember My Mammy? They covered My Mammy. Summer '67. Yes, they did. The Happenings did. The Al Jolson classic that goes back to around 1928, 1929. The Happenings, originally from Patterson, New Jersey, they originally called themselves the Four Graduates. And they started recording some of these standards really early. Around 1964, off the Laurie record label, they recorded a rhythm version of a tune called A Lovely Way to Spend an Evening, which was a huge hit by the Ink Spots back in 1944, but their version didn't do anything. The Happenings version didn't do anything. They didn't really get their break until they signed up with the Tokens record label, BT Puppies. And See You in September was their first hit record, and then right after that was Go Away Little Girl. Go Away Little Girl was originally written by Jerry Goffin and Carole King. It was done first by Bobby Fee, but Bobby Fee's version wasn't a hit, but then Steve Lawrence took it to number 1. The Happenings took their version to number 12, and Donny Osmond took his version to number 1 back in the early 70s. And the Happenings version of Go Away Little Girl at number 8 on WJRD's Top 11 Plus 50 survey of October 31st, 1966.